Hey everyone, Cyberbunny here. So Fatal wanted to learn about the Nix software. People pay too much stock in filters in general. I do it, I know, because I've dubbed myself the queen of filters, which, in the end, it's great and everything. You can certainly do some pretty amazing things. This image she's been wanting me to work with, and I just really haven't, I guess, had the desire to until right now. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a background on. I mean, this picture's already big as it is, and looking for just a regular background will be just fine. All Nix really does is just help blend your imagery. Nope, not that one. So there's nothing really more to it than that. I mean, it's not going to do any particularly amazing things. If you go in with thinking that, then really you're not going to get anywhere with that filter. Hang on one second. And let's see. Go with screen. And with this, it's going to make it easier for me instead of masking her out. I am just going to go with just painting her in. My opacity a little bit here. I'm trying not to start laughing because you tell someone you're making a video and they still can't shut up. So now you guys know that Sydney decides she needs at this very moment in time to inform me on things. I should have turned my Yahoo off, but that was my fault. Alright. So we get to where we want it. Now, what NYX is used for is because her skin and the background image, I mean, they match somewhat because I used paint this time instead of masking her out. And his shirt, I should probably fill that in a little bit too so he doesn't look like he's just a floating arm. Now we're going to go ahead and create a new layer. We're going to apply the image onto it. And we're going to go into our NYX. And the only one I have, I know some people have all of them installed, but really that's just pointless because I don't even use all of them. I use the Color Efex Pro 3.0 Complete. And I have my favorites already marked, so if we just go to my favorites bar, I have cross-processing and ink. That's it. Sometimes I do use other ones, like if I'm making backgrounds and whatnot, but that's the one I use. And here, it's just a matter of looking at your preview mirror and seeing what's going to blend better. As long as you don't want to do anything too dramatic with it. Now say you do, then you can go into like your ink, and ink has more dramatic effects. And I usually use like number 5, and then I take the strength way down. See, something like that would actually look pretty good. And then after this, it's all about blending. You're using your opacities. I mean, you're not limited to just the filter. You apply more of another image. Go in, use your Lucius. And then you take that and you take the opacity way down. And then make a new layer. Apply image. Add in some 0. And she's really excited. And take the opacity right down again. And then way down. See, we don't want like that overglow on her skin. And then new layer. And blur. And Gaussian blur. And then multiply. I know this is kind of like my standard because it really is my standard, and I always end up getting a different effect because it's usually what I use for my blend at the end and the beginning. And apply a new layer. And topaz. And topaz. And clean. And we'll take that right down. And then we're going to tap it with our burn. And then we're going to go ahead and smack it with porcelain. And then on top of all of that is when we add our gradient. We'll go with like a pink and a white because that's what we got going on in there. And then lower the opacity on this way down. Like that. And then she said this was for I think I might actually go back and mess with this a little bit more because I really do not like this side of their bodies. But that pretty much gives you a feel of what NYX is pretty much about. I mean, it's really, in the end, it's used as a blend tool to get the skin and the background to match. I mean, you don't want it to look like the image is just smacked onto your background and there is no rhyme or reason. And the thing is that I use filters all the time. Mind Circus doesn't, and I mean, you all have seen Mind Circus's stuff. He pulls out some amazing stuff, and a lot of it is just using your brightness and your contrast and your hue and saturation and your color balance. I mean, you don't have to use filters. I use them because A, I'm lazy, and B, I can work with them where he doesn't need to, and if you don't need to, don't use them. Other than that, if you have any questions, you guys can feel free to PM me or, pull me aside and ask me. I'll be more than happy to make another video. Other than that, there you go. That's your tutorial on NYX.